We must uphold the leadership of the party and work together for the great rejuvenation of the nation.
How power really works. In most countries, leadership is temporary. Presidents change, governments rotate, power moves. But in Russia and China, something feels different. Years pass, elections happen, the world changes. Yet the leaders remain the same. Why? The answer is not simple. It is not just about elections, it is about how power is structured. Section 1. The idea of leadership change. In democratic systems, leadership change is built into the system. Leaders are expected to leave. Institutions are designed to survive without them. No individual is supposed to be permanent. This system assumes one key idea, that stability comes from institutions, not people. Russia and China reject this assumption. They believe stability comes from control, and control comes from continuity. Section 2. China one-party state. China is not a democracy in the Western sense. It is a one-party system, ruled entirely by the Communist Party of China. Citizens do not vote for president. There are no competing political parties at the national level. Leadership decisions are made inside the party, by senior officials, committees, and elites. In this system, the party comes before the state comes before the people. The president is chosen by the party, not by the public. Section 3. Why term limits were removed in China. For many years, China had term limits. Leadership rotated quietly within the party. But in 2018, China removed presidential term limits. This allowed Xi Jinping to remain in power indefinitely. Why did China do this? From the party's perspective, long-term projects require long-term leadership. Rapid change creates uncertainty. Power struggles weaken control. The Communist Party believes that frequent leadership change leads to internal competition, factional conflict, risk of collapse. So instead of risking instability, they chose continuity. Section 4. Fear of chaos in Chinese history. China's fear of leadership change is deeply historical. The country has experienced civil wars, foreign invasions, revolution, economic collapse. For Chinese leadership, chaos is not theoretical. It is remembered. The party sees itself as the force that ended disorder and brought unity. From this view, changing the leader too often risks reopening old wounds. Stability is not just political. It is emotional and historical. Section 5. Russia. A different system, similar outcome. Russia's system looks different from China's. Russia has elections. Multiple parties exist. People vote. But democracy is not just about voting. It is about real competition. Since the early 2000s, power in Russia has become increasingly centralized. Gradually, independent media weakened, opposition influence declined, political competition narrowed. The structure changed slowly, not suddenly. Section 6. How Putin's power became permanent. In 2020, Russia made a critical constitutional change. Presidential term limits were reset. Legally, this allowed Vladimir Putin to start his terms again and potentially remain in power until 2036. This was done through law, not force. From the government's perspective, it was legal. From critics' perspective, it was manipulation. Either way, the result was the same. Leadership continuity was guaranteed. Section 7. The strong leader belief. Both Russia and China promote a similar belief. A strong country needs a strong long-term leader. This belief is constantly reinforced. Through state media, through education, through national messaging. Change is presented as instability. Opposition is framed as danger. Over time, people are encouraged to trust the leader more than the system. Section 8. Institutions serve the leader. In many democracies, institutions limit leaders. Courts can block decisions. Parliaments can remove presidents. Media can expose abuse. In Russia and China, institutions exist, but they do not operate independently. Courts, legislatures, and regional authorities are aligned with the executive. Instead of checking power, they help maintain it. When institutions depend on the leader for survival, challenging the leader becomes impossible. Section 9. Why elites support long rule power is not held by one person alone. Around every long-serving leader is a network: political elites, military leadership, business interests, security agencies. These groups benefit from stability. A leadership change risks loss of influence, legal accountability, redistribution of power. As long as the leader protects elite interests, elites protect the leader. This mutual dependence creates a closed system where change is dangerous for everyone inside. Section 10. Control of information. Another key factor is information. In both Russia and China, state media dominates national narratives. Critical voices are limited or discouraged. Alternative political ideas struggle to spread. When information is controlled, public pressure remains weak. People may feel dissatisfaction, but without organization, leadership change never materializes. Control of information turns disagreement into silence. Section 11. Why elections alone don't matter. Elections do not automatically create democracy. For elections to matter, there must be free media, independent courts, real opposition, unbiased institutions. Without these, elections become a formality. Russia holds elections. China does not. Yet the outcome is similar. The leader remains. This shows that institutions matter more than ballots. Section 12. Can peaceful change ever happen? Yes, but only under specific conditions. History shows three realistic paths. First, internal elite split. When powerful insiders decide, the leader threatens the system. Second, economic failure, when prolonged crisis weakens legitimacy. Third, mass public unrest, rare, unpredictable, and often suppressed. None of these are guaranteed. All carry high risk. That is why the systems prioritize prevention over reform. Section 13. Stability versus adaptation. Supporters argue these systems provide long-term planning, national security, policy continuity. Critics argue they create stagnation, lack of accountability, risk of sudden collapse. The paradox is simple. Systems designed to prevent change often struggle to adapt when change becomes unavoidable. Section 14. The final reality. Presidents don't change in Russia and China, not because people never want change, but because the systems are built to resist it. Power is centralized. Institutions are loyal. Elites are invested. Change is not impossible. It is just extremely costly.